actually idealize when we talk about the Indian mythology of Mahabharata? The answer from the member of proposition would definitely be Gandhari. Because they are idealizing Gandhari so much, they are mindful into their own opinion, they could not explain the entire motion which themselves they have presented. Now, in the entire motion, there is a very important core concept. The very second word of the entire motion, which is tension. Now, which sort of tensions are we talking about in this moment of time? Are we talking about a tension which is based on the defense? Are we talking about the financial tension? Are we talking about the tension which have been placed on the factor of diplomacy? And then now in the entire motion of time, the member of proposition have failed to explain the entire moment. A worthy member of the proposition clearly highlighted about that we do not have to worry about all the challenges going on, be it the global context or be it South Asia, because we have some of the best external minister, that is Dr. S. Jaishankar. But if Dr. S. Jaishankar would have heard all the statements of the members of the proposition, Dr. S. Jaishankar would definitely be not satisfied with their answer. Because the core concept of Indian democracy is about neutrality. And most of the members of the proposition highlighting about the issue which have been going on between the Russian Federation and the state of Ukraine, they have targeted it as Russia-Ukraine war. Why it is wrong? Because in this moment of time, India, the New Delhi, clearly make it stand that it is not Russia-Ukraine war, but rather Russia-Ukraine conflict because of our close ties with the Russian Federation. Apart from that, another worthy member of the proposition, the entire moment of time, clearly highlighted about the maritime concerns which have been going on. Probably the member of proposition have failed to understand that when we talk about maritime security, we have to look into the Article 81 of the UN clause. While we reflect our values on the Article 87 of the UN clause, it clearly highlights that maritime security is bound to EEZ, that is up to 200 nautical miles, claiming and rhetorical statements of the members of the proposition. Another worthy member of the proposition highlighted about how in the entire moment of time, we can clearly see that there have been multiple conflicts which have been going on in India and Pakistan, between India and Bangladesh. And for that particular reason, it is South Asia which is more predominant in terms of tension than that which have been going on in the global context. But Honorable Speaker, sir, while we revolve around the war which happened prior in 1971 between India and Pakistan, we have clearly seen while the war was between India and Pakistan, but it was actually a global tension which have been going on. How? While we understand this how, we have to understand that India was supported by the Soviets. While we can clearly see that the Islamic Republic of Pakistan was being supported by the United States of America. And we can clearly see all sort of neighborhood which we have in this moment of time, they actually reflect, and even a single contradiction between two nations actually takes on the entire world. And while we talk about global tension, we have to understand any sort of tension going on in the entire region or in our neighborhood, we have to understand that these are also global issues, but all global issues are not the issues which have been going on. And for that particular reason, we have to understand this, the members of proposition are blindfolded into their own opinions. They could not actually revolve around the entire motion they themselves presented. While we also look upon a very important, the last part of this segment, that is India's security. While we talk about India's security, we have to understand the diplomatic security. We have to understand the diplomatic security, then the military defense security, while revolving around the multiple securities or the internal securities which have been going on. And still, we'll find the members of the proposition being elucidated into their own opinions. And it quite reminds me of a very beautiful quote by the Stephen Hawkins. Stephen Hawkins mentioned, and I quote, "The greatest enemy of knowledge is not ignorance. It is actually the illusion of knowledge," unquote. Though with this, I rest my case, but definitely not my cause. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, sir. Thank you, August.